Are you ready to try some manuals? Let's do it. Yeah. All right, hi, it's Jay with Roots MTB. I am back to present to you our episode 4 of our Road to Re-cert video series. As many of you probably know, I have already gotten recertified as a level 3 instructor for the bicycle instructor certification program. However, we still want to create these videos to give our clients a bit of a tutorial to work off, and also to give our existing BICP instructors a little bit of a look into what it takes to practice for these more advanced skills in the level 3 certification. So we hope you find this useful. Please like and subscribe if you like the content, and we will do our best to produce a few more videos for you. So when we're doing a manual, the first thing we're going to do is load the bike. As we load the bike right in the center of the bike, it's going to rebound straight back up. But for this particular move, we're going to load down into the bike, explode, but as we're doing that, we're driving our heels forward and down to help initiate the front wheel coming up. You notice my arms stay rigid, okay? Or excuse me, my arms stay straight. We're trying to minimize this, take this out of the equation. If our arms are like this, then it's going to be a little bit more sloppy and it makes it harder to manage your balance. But if you can almost lock out your arms and then use your foot, your heel, to drive the back wheel underneath you, that's how we create a manual. But know that this all has to happen in an instant. You need to be able to get up into that balance point instantly. There's no way to pull up into it once you've already started the movement. So you have to get that load and that rebound back super fast, because you got to get to that balance point. Now, something else to consider about this is a lot easier to do at speed. It's probably why you see all these videos of riders, tearing down mountain roads, paved roads, doing a manual. This is easier to do at 20 miles an hour than it is to do really slow. However, most of the time when we're in the trail, we're not going that fast. So it's much harder to manage this and roll it through rough terrain if you're going very slow. However, you will use it a lot in little small sections of trail, say maybe 6 to 8 feet long, or in between. A little small double is a great place to practice, and we'll show you that a little bit later. So as we're practicing this skill, one of the small movements I think that is very crucial for us to figure this out is to be able to just load the bike a few times and see if we can get that front end to pull up. Okay, at this point, we're not trying to roll the manual all the way across the distance. We just want to get a little bit of practice of that pop and getting that front wheel high. Remember what we talked about, getting to that balance point immediately is key to this. Timing means everything. We can't really pull ourselves back into a manual. We need to get there right off. So let me show you a little bit about what that looks like. Once you get up into that position, you have 2 ways of getting back down. Most people are very concerned. They feel like they're going to loop out. A loop out is when the bike rolls up on the back and then quickly loops out backwards. It does not happen very often. It certainly doesn't happen in the woods that often. I've seen it on pump tracks. I've actually done it on a pump track myself. It is not something we want to do. So we got to make sure we have a little bit of a safety for that. The safety for that is simply pulling your rear brake. If you snap your bike up into that position and you feel like you're starting to roll backwards, grab that rear brake. That rear brake will cause the back wheel to stop, and the front wheel will just drop quickly and you'll be right back down. Now know that this is a bit of an emergency move because it is kind of a big impact on the front wheel. It can be a little bit shocking. The other way to do this, to manage this a little bit better, is once you have the wheel up in the air, as that front wheel feels like it's starting to drop, you can move your hips back and that will help pull the bike back up. if you start to flip over backwards, like we talked about that loop out, move your hips forward on the bike, and that will help bring the weight towards the front of the bike and get the front wheel back on the ground. As you see the bike come up and the front wheel's a little too high, you reach for the rear brake and the front end comes back down. In this video, the front end comes high again, but now we use our hips to make the front wheel come down. And keep in mind, while you're seeing those videos of us just practicing popping up, we're using the rear brake to get the front end to come down. Your other way of doing that is by moving your hips forward, which will also put your weight forward and put your front end down. You'll see as my toes go forward, the hips go forward, everything follows and the front end drops. It's different. It's very hard for you to point your toes or drop your heels and not have your body follow that movement. The bike will then follow your body. You see here how the heel drops and the rear wheel pushes forward and down into the gap. Well, now that we've practiced our manual and we've got our bike lengths, now it's time to measure out 15 feet and see if we can cover that same distance. Covering it meaning hold the manual with proper form with a little bit of correction all the way across the distance of 15 feet. Let's see if we can do it. All right, let's measure out 15 feet. Give it a go. And one more. As you all may know, I love doing manuals. However, I don't know if it's necessarily a skill that we all need to have. It does not make me faster in any way. It's mainly just for style points as far as I can tell. A lot of the things that I end up manualing over, I could also jump over. And that's also a good place for you to practice this. Anytime you see a small set of doubles that maybe only have about a 6-foot deck on the top, that's a good place to really try and get the feel for a manual. With all of our roots clinics, we are teaching the skills, but there are certain things you really have to feel in order for it to resonate with you and for you to be able to apply in your riding later on. This is one of those moves. We really need you to, when our riders are doing this, have them get that front wheel high, but also feel that back wheel push out from underneath you. You can do this by using that little double, because as your front wheel goes up high over it, you drive down with your heels and you can really feel that compression down in between the two lips. So this is a great thing to use for your clients. If you really need them to feel this, and you do, that's what will resonate with them the most. Being able to feel that back wheel push down in between the takeoff and the landing, and then to recover. These small doubles are perfect for practicing these manuals. As you can see, you can manual through them, or you can take them as a jump. The feature works for both skills. Thank you again for joining us for episode 4 of our Road to Re-cert video series. Our next video that will come out will be on drops. That should be coming in a few weeks. That being said, also please go check out our website at rootsmountainbiking.com. You can learn all about our coaches and all our clinics for the remainder of this year. And please hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we appreciate everything. Keep shredding. We'll see you out there.
Yeah.